moments from kickoff. We talked about Adai and Sanders coming back, but all the news for the Colts on the injury front is not good. More on that. Let's bring in Andrea Kramer. Andrea.
Well, Al, the Colts have the #2 ranked pass defense in the NFL, but they are down to only 3 healthy cornerbacks, one of whom, Keywan Ratliff, rejoined the team last Thursday, and the other, Nick Graham, has been with the team less than a month. Tony Dungy told me what they'll miss is the physical toughness and veteran leadership. The young guys simply aren't as game ready, and Al, that's pretty daunting when you're going up against the likes of Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
They can only thank God they're not going up against Tom Brady. Bill Belichick, 9th season. You saw Tony Dungy now in his 7th season as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Stephen Gostkowski, the man who took Adam Vinatieri's spot when Vinatieri left as a free agent 2.5 seasons ago to come here. So Gostkowski will kick off. The Colts won the toss, elect to receive here. Garcon, the rookie, will run it back. Marvin Harrison in the offense, ready to come out onto the field. Teddy Bruschi on the New England defense. And here we go from Indianapolis, Indiana. Kickoff taken at the goal line by Pierre Garcon. Moves to the right of the wedge and then brings it back up to the 24-yard line. They have been mixing and matching along that offensive front. They've used 4 different combinations in 7 games. Manning will start from the shotgun from the 24-yard line and go to the air on first down and swings it outside to Clark, and that'll be a gain of 8. The rookie Gerard Mayo will make the tackle, and of course, as usual, as they have done for many years, Indianapolis works out of a no-huddle offense.
That first play that they just hit to Dallas Clark there, he was aligned in the tight end position. A lot of the times that he'll be in the slot, but he's also a tight end right now again.
On the left side. And they'll give the ball to Adai, and Adai coming back after missing 2 games with that strained hamstring. Picks up 1. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And we talked about the fact in the open that it is the lowest rated or ranked rushing game in the league. They're averaging just a little over 70 yards per game on the ground, and a lot of that has to do with Adai missing a couple of games. Dominique Rhodes has been the other back, and of course what's happened too is that the Colts, who normally use play action with such effectiveness, this time the defenses are not biting because they've had no semblance of their old running game over the past few weeks. 3rd and 2 from the gun again. Manning will throw, and that will be knocked away, intended for Marvin Harrison, and that's Terrence Wheatley, a rookie, getting the start at corner. A rookie out of Colorado, a number 2 draft choice for them last April, who breaks it up.
And you see, he's playing man-to-man on Marvin Harrison here. He starts on a cross, and he does an excellent job not only of covering him, but getting through the traffic to get into position to knock that ball down.
Lewis Sanders would normally start at that spot, but he's hurt and inactive tonight. And Delph O'Neal would actually start at that spot. And he is active, but Sanders is not. The punt is taken here by Welker, and Welker brings it back to the 21-yard line. Castle leads them up to the 21-yard line. The roof is open, but the crowd is really into it. And on first down, the handoff on first down will go to Benjarvis Green-Ellis, who is starting because Maroney is on injured reserve, and also Sammy Morris is not playing. Matt Castle, his story well known by now. In college, went to SC, backed up Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart. Barely played, was a 7th-round draft choice in 05, almost never played, backing up Brady, maybe mopping up from time to time, and then all of a sudden he became the man in the spotlight on opening day. Falk is the running back, is swinging to the right side on a delayed screen to the tight end Benjamin Watson, but that's read beautifully by Taiwan Hagler, the outside linebacker who stops him after a short gain.
You know, it's interesting. The Patriots are coming out here in 3 wide receivers, and the Colts are playing 5 defensive backs, but they have 2 corners and 3 safeties. So they're going to have good tackling in there and good speed.
3rd down and 6.
Now they have 6 defensive backs. 4 of those 6 defensive backs are safeties.
Mathis and Freeney are the defensive ends. They'll put the pressure on. And instead it goes on an inside handoff on a draw to Kevin Falk. And he cannot pick up the first down. So each team will start with a 3 and out. This is a stadium with a retractable roof. Now the roof is open. But just before the game, there's a window, what they call a window. It's about a 244-foot long. There it is. You can see it on the northern end of the stadium, bottom of the screen. That had been open. They just closed it before the game to create a little bit more noise in here.
I think so. Remember, in their old stadium, that was, I thought, one of their big advantages.
No question. Marvin Harrison will return the punt. And that's unusual to put Harrison back there in this situation. And that's a great punt off the foot of Chris Hansen. And Harrison gets taken down inside the 10-yard line by Kelly Washington. A 64-yard boot by Hansen. Halloween in Indianapolis as the Colts take over at the 9-yard line on first down. And Joseph Adai will pick up 5 yards. The #1 draft choice a couple of seasons ago out of LSU was taken down by the outside linebacker Mike Vrabel. Colt defense, their hallmark would be, or the Patriot defense, as you take a look at them, 9th in the league, giving up 18.9 points per game. And of course, Bill Belichick is the defensive mastermind. That's in his DNA. And they feel this year, they're going to have to step it up, obviously, from opening day on. Minus Tom Brady on the other side of the ball, and an offense that can't be expected to score the way it did last year and in years past. On second down, this is Marvin Harrison making the catch, and he is stopped just about at that first down line, right on the yellow marker. And Bill Carolla will take a look, and he will say first down.
See, the Patriots were thinking last night that maybe they wouldn't be able to get their sub defenses in because the Colts go no huddle, but they did get it in. That last defense there, that was their nickel defense where they have 2 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. Peyton Manning has seen that a lot of times.
He has seen it all from the Patriots, from the 19-yard line. Adai up to the 22. One guy he won't have to look at, though, is Rodney Harrison, who was hurt with a quad injury and underwent surgery a couple of weeks ago in the Monday Nighter against Denver. So he is gone for the season. But Manning, in talking about the Patriots, said, one of the guys he would always look for was Harrison, but there's no Harrison to look for right now.
Yeah, and what they did is they would play Rodney Harrison on the slot. So they would play him a 4-man line and play him nickel the whole time. Earlier on that last play, they had Dallas Thomas on the slot.
Thomas having an outstanding season. 2nd and 7. And that pass caught by Gonzalez, the #1 pick last year. And Anthony Gonzalez has a first down, the game's first down, or second first down on this drive, up to the 32-yard line.
And when the Colts go 3 wide receivers, Gonzalez is the 3rd wide receiver. And you see here, he does a good job against the zone. You just come in there, you find the window, you find the hole, and come under control and show your numbers to the quarterback.
Now 3 down linemen. And they run a stretch play here with Adai going to the outside. But it is turned back by that defense. Vince Wilfork, the nose tackle, moving to the outside. 5th-year #1 pick in 04 and coming off a $35,000 fine, but no suspension.
Yeah, you watch Richard Seymour. He gets up the field there, gets penetration, forces Joseph Adai to the outside, but that's what Adai is trying to do anyway. He's trying to run that stretch play and get it out to the numbers. He said the first thing he reads is the end man on the line of scrimmage, then he finds his 2 pullers and follows them. That's exactly what he did on that play. Didn't get any yards though.
No, Wilfork comes out on a 2nd down and 10 now. Manning throwing over the middle, and Clark gets wide open. And Dallas Clark out to the 50-yard line, and a 3rd successive first down on a drive that began back at the 9-yard line, a 17-yard gain here.
Yeah, I think the key, Al, is what you just said, and this is one of the things the Colts had to do, is get receivers open, get some separation. The key word was wide open. I'd been watching them on film, and they hadn't been getting wide open. Now, Dallas Clark had a little help on that one. There was a bit of a pick, I think.
And that's why he got wide open halfway through the quarter. This is a dive. And the Colts, you saw that alignment there, and that's an alignment they use 70% of the time. In fact, exactly 70%. 3 wides, 1 running back, and a tight end.
You were talking about is they have a wide receiver on this side, a wide receiver on this side, and then a slot here. And they usually like the slot to the wide side of the field. See, here's the hash mark, here's the wide side. They will usually put the slot to the wide side.
2nd and 7, Dominique Rhodes comes into the game. He was with the Colts, then went to Oakland, and then came back to back up a dive. Manning takes that snap from under center, and that is Gian Robinson who makes the catch, and he's about 3 yards shy of the first down. Now, Manning in the regular season, not counting postseason, has faced these guys a total of 13 times, and as you can see, 4 and 9. But in Indianapolis, when he's at home, 13 touchdowns and 4 picks. You put him in Foxborough, either in the old stadium or the new one, 13 TDs and 14 picks.
There's that defense now, the Patriots, where they only have 2 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, 5 defensive backs.
From the gun on 3rd down and 3 to the outside, and getting free is Wayne for his first catch of the night. Reggie Wayne spinning to the outside, and that's another first down, the 4th of the drive, on a 9-yard gain for the Colts.
Now, that was one of the things Bill Belichick was worried about last night, having their 2 best receivers on the same side. That time they were just stacked. Marvin Harrison ran deep. Reggie Wayne ran the shorter pattern.
And he ran it against a rookie out of Auburn, Jonathan Wilhite. From the 35-yard line. Off the play fake now. And Manning will throw. And that goes to Rhodes. So he fakes the handoff to Rhodes. Then he hits him out on the right side. He's tackled there by Teddy Bruschi. And that's a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3.
You know, usually when you give them that 2-deep safety look, and that's what the Patriots are doing now, Peyton Manning is either going to call a running play or a play-action pass and throw the shorter underneath pass. Anytime you give them this look right here, the 2 safeties deep, you give them that look, that's going to be run, play-action pass, underneath passing.
This is the 11th play of a drive that began at the 9-yard line. And a first down here as Dominique Rhodes will take the ball inside the 25-yard line.
See, anytime they see the safety way back like this, it's going to tell them that we have an advantage up here, and we should, if we do a good job of blocking, we should be able to gain 5 or 6 yards. That's his key, but sometimes you want them to do that. Sometimes you'll play those safeties deep like that and give them that 2-deep shell just to make them run and throw short.
Good run-pass balance on this drive. Coaches strive for it. 5 rushing plays, 6 passing plays, and now it'll be 6 and 6 rushing and passing as Rhodes takes the ball for a gain of about 3 to the 20-yard line, tackled there by the defensive end Ty Warren.
You know, and these kind of running plays and the type of balance that the Colts have here really help the offensive line. You know, offensive linemen just love to run the ball, you know, to be able to tee off, to drive something, and that's what this drive is letting the Colt offensive line do.
This drive has consumed more than 7 minutes, the second drive of the game. The Colts right now, the Colts have been good in the first quarter of the season. They've outscored the opposition 51-19. 2nd and 7. Manning buying time, and then the pass is caught by Marvin Harrison coming back underneath about 2 yards shy of the first down. He's tackled by the safety 36, James Sanders, setting up a 3rd down and 2 for Dungy's team.
You see what Peyton Manning did that time, drop back, and then stepped up and threw it. That was the thing that the Patriots were concerned about. Talking to Richard Seymour last night, he said the thing that we have to do is push him up the middle, not let him step up. And they didn't do it that last play.
3rd and 2. You saw the note about the Colts, despite their inconsistencies this year, tops in the league in red zone touchdown percentage. When they get in the red zone, they get into the end zone 3 times out of every 4. And they'll move the chains again here on a 3-yard run by Joseph Adai. Tackled there by Jarvis Green. Bill Carollo lines it up and says first down at the 12-yard line.
I like the way this offensive line is teeing off and how hard the backs are running. I think that's, you say, what do the Colts need? What does their offense need? That was one of the things that they needed. And they're starting to show some toughness, some aggressiveness, some hard running, those kinds of things.
15th play of a drive that right now is almost 9 minutes old at the 12-yard line. Manning looking to the right side, throwing to the end zone, and Gonzalez makes the catch for the touchdown. Anthony Gonzalez capping off a 91-yard drive, and that looked like the Colts of old.
Yeah, it'll look like a pick, too. I mean, a guy getting that wide open. You know, Peyton Manning saw him up there in tight coverage and knew that he can just get this guy outside. Since a natural pick, the outside guy starts to run inside or slant, and the inside guy runs an outside pattern, and it makes a natural pick. And that's how Anthony Gonzalez got so wide open.
Gonzalez with his first touchdown of the season, and this the 8th game of the season, and the ex-Patriot Adam Vinatieri with the extra point. A 9-minute, 2-second drive, 15 plays, 91 yards, and Indianapolis leads New England 7-0.
Pretty good start for Peyton Manning on 9 out of 10 on that drive.
I'll say.
Boy, he looks sharp and determined.
Ellis Hobbs to run the kickback. Vinatieri sends it toward the north end zone, a yard deep. Hobbs, one of the best in the league, who ran one back 108 yards last season, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Keywan Ratliff with 2:12 to play in the opening quarter. Colts 7, Patriots nothing in Indianapolis. Patriots with Matt Castle start this drive from the 33-yard line. Straight drop, has time, dumps it underneath, caught by Falk, who scored the winning touchdown last week against St. Louis, gain of 6. Talking about the guys they are missing, Marlon Jackson, Kelvin Hayden. Now, this has been Jarvis Green-Ellis, who gets stopped at the 40-yard line. With the Patriots, of course, not only are they minus Brady, but Lawrence Maroney would be their starting back. He's out for the season, shoulder injury. He's on injured reserve. Sammy Morris would be next. He is out tonight. So they go to the rookie free agent Jarvis Green-Ellis along with Kevin Falk, and they also have Heath Evans, and that's it.
And you say you want to run against this Colt defense because they're undersized, but who's going to do the running?
Evans is the fullback here. Green-Ellis is the running back. They roll it to the right, and the pass is caught outside for a first down by David Thomas, the number 2 tight end, and he is tackled by Bob Sanders, but not until he picks up a first down for New England.
This is a sprint out here. You're going to see Matt Castle just take the snap, just run out to his right on a sprint, and then hit his tight end, David Thomas. And watch Bob Sanders. You talk about a guy that knows how to hit and knows where to go to hit to get his advantage. That's that guy right there.
Something I don't think I've ever said in the play-by-play is Bob Sanders missed the tackle. He doesn't miss very many.
And sometimes his tackles are more than tackles.
Yeah.
Destructions.
From the 49, under pressure. Castle will run with it, but not very far to the 48-yard line, and that's going to take us to the end of a very, very fast first quarter. Long drive by Indianapolis, resulting in the touchdown. It's 7-0 Colts. And Sunday Night Football from Indiana continues after these messages. Second quarter begins. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrea Kramer here in Indianapolis. Matt Castle, the New England quarterback, and he's been their quarterback since Tom Brady suffered the knee injury, had subsequent surgery. That came in the first game of the season, in the first quarter of the first game. Castle out of the shotgun from the 49-yard line. A throw over the middle, and that is caught by Falk, and Falk will pick up a first down. For Castle, it's an athletic family. His brother Jack pitched with the Astros for part of last season. Another brother, Justin, is in the Chicago White Sox chain. I mean, life takes such strange twists and turns. He goes to USC. He's a heralded high school quarterback. He doesn't play because he winds up behind Carson Palmer, who wins the Heisman. Matt Leinart, who wins the Heisman, succeeds Palmer. And what happens? Palmer is now hurt. Leinart is playing behind Warner. And the only guy who's playing today is Matt Castle. Go figure. Here is Green-Ellis. And Heath Evans led the way with a block, and that's close to a first down.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having a two-back I formation when you can get that lead right there. And you see the block that Heath Evans makes right there, and that's the thing that gave the soft spot and then let him just run off that.
Then Jarvis Green-Ellis, free agent, started his college career in Indiana and then wound up in the SEC at Ole Miss. 1st and 10 from the 27. Here he is again. And that's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5, talking about the brothers of Matt Castle, the family from Chatsworth, California. There's Jack in the Astro chain last year.
Well, they all have that same chin and that same grim look when they throw. Matt Castle has that same look. That
he does.
Except he does it through a helmet.
Now the Wildcat offense, what's been called the Wildcat now because Castle's going to split out. Falk's going to take the snap, and he's going to run it. And he takes it to the 18. And the Patriots were victimized early in the season in Week 3 by Miami with Ronnie Brown using that Wildcat and winning the game and shocking New England. And then New England has its own version of the Wildcat.
Yeah, and look at the Colt defense. Their middle linebacker, Gary Brackett, wasn't even looking at the offense. He was turned around trying to call the defense. And Kevin Falk just ran the ball right at him.
3rd down and 1 now. They give it to the fullback. This is Evans, the upback. And we'll see where they spot this one on a drive that right now has consumed almost 5 minutes. Bill Carollo has not thrown a flag tonight. He's lined up a couple of measurements, and that's been it. And that is a 1st down. Speaking of flags, New England has only 22 penalties all season in 7 games. They're on a pace to have fewer penalties than any team in almost half a century.
Right, and I think last week they didn't have a single penalty, right?
Go ask Jim Haslett about that. The Rams had 9, and New England had none. So, of course, Haslett sent a tape to the league office. From the 16-yard line, 1st down. 3-step drop. Now Castle's going to pack it in and slide to a halt at the 10-yard line. Looking into the eyes of Keywan Ratliff, about 4 yards shy of a 1st down.
You know, this is the area. I mean, Matt Castle really hasn't started or played much since high school, and this is the area. The stuff that he missed is a live pocket. You know, you can do all those other things in practice. You can throw and you can watch film and you can study, but the live pocket, when you have guys rushing at you full speed, that's the thing that he has to adjust and adapt to. He said that's the part of the game that has to slow down for him, and it hasn't yet.
2nd and 5. Green-Ellis gets tackled by Gary Brackett at the line of scrimmage, setting up a 3rd down and 5 now from the 11-yard line with 11 minutes to go in the first half.
I think this is a place that you look for Randy Moss here or Welker. You know, I mean, you can't run here. Play action pass isn't going to work. You just go maximum pass protection and either get the ball to Welker or Randy Moss. If I was going to the end zone, I'd go to Randy Moss.
Castle is 4 for 4, has not thrown a ball Moss's way. Moss is covered by Bethea. They rush 4. The pass goes to the outside, and it's incomplete. Intended for Benjamin Watson, covered by the cornerback Tim Jennings, and so the drive bogs down, and they'll settle for a field goal attempt.
He didn't look over at all on this side of Welker and Moss. He's looking at Ben Watson all the way. He throws that out. Very, very good defense by Tim Jennings. I mean, he got there. He got that right arm in, over, and knocked the ball down.
Now Stephen Gostowski, the man who supplanted Vinatieri when Adam left for Indianapolis, A 29-yard attempt out of Hanson's hold, and that is good. So it's a drive that consumes 13 plays, 56 yards. They settle for 3, and the Colt lead is 4 early in the second quarter. The AFC East and the AFC South, as the kickoff is taken in the end zone by the rookie Pierre Garçon. And the Indianapolis Colts will begin their next drive from the 20-yard line. 7-3 Colts. That last drive, 91 yards, 69 of them through the air. Manning was perfect, 8 of 8. But you have to go back to his rookie season, 1998. And he started his first game as a rookie and hasn't missed a start to see the types of numbers that he's put up. And of course, yards per pass, a key one right there, 6.65 in 98 and only 6.62 in 2008. And he doesn't want to hear about physically because he had the bursa sac surgery, missed all of training camp, but he poo-poos all of that. He says, physically I'm fine. Mentally, we've lost 2 in a row, so I'm frustrated. On first down, play fake, going deep, and that pass is tipped away. Intended for Marvin Harrison. That's the rookie Terrence Wheatley, second-round pick out of Colorado with good coverage on the play.
Yeah, and that was the one that they ran a lot in pregame, too, with a quick play-action pass, getting Marvin Harrison either going straight up the field or coming into the post. That time it was exactly what he wanted, but that was very, very good defense by Wheatley.
And Wheatley hurt himself on the play. There he is, looking at Wheatley's hand as he is down at midfield, and we have an injury timeout. Delph O'Neal comes in, replacing Wheatley, who was shaken up on the last play. It's second down and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Manning with time, dancing around, and then he throws to the outside to a die, and a die will come very close to picking up a first down before he's run out of bounds by the linebacker Thomas.
Yeah, good pass protection there, and any time that you can have that where you say Peyton Manning dancing around, when he has this kind of time where he can look right, look in the middle, and then come back to Joseph Adai, that's way too much time. Or very good pass protection.
And there goes Wheatley. We talked about the hand injury. I don't know whether he hurt it when he deflected the pass or hit the ground, but off he goes to the locker room. First and 10, the ball is at the 30-yard line, and now Adai will swing to the outside, but he won't go very far before he gets wrapped up by Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel does a pretty good job. He missed the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, but he got the penetration. And what the Colts try and do is get that stretch play and get it to the outside. And the Patriots defense is trying, don't let him get to the outside. That time Vrabel really didn't let him get to the outside.
A little more than 9 minutes to go in the half. Colts on top 7-3.
There's that 2 defensive linemen, 4 linebacker defense.
And they run right through the middle of it on an inside handoff as Adai is stopped at the 36-yard line by the All-Pro Richard Seymour. Now in his 8th year, Seymour drafted number 1 back in 2001 and won a Super Bowl as a rookie.
And look at that cast he has on his hand. He showed us the finger as a dislocated finger, and that's why he wears the cast on it. And he says that, you know, he can play with that, but he can't grip with that hand.
3rd and 4. Manning from the gun again, inside handoff, and this time to the outside, and a great tackle made by Vrabel, who trips him up just as he tried to get out of the backfield and stops the drive.
That's 2 very good plays by Mike Vrabel on this series. Here you see he does the same thing. He gets the penetration. He gets up on his guy. Adai tries to get to the outside. Vrabel spins off his block and makes a great ankle tackle.
In comes Hunter Smith to punt. Wes Welker is back. A boomer. Deep. 6-yard line. Welker avoids the first man. And then Welker will bring it back out to the 22-yard line. So Hunter Smith launching one 59-yard, 16-yard return. Take a look at that. Most wins in the first 200 games, and this is the 200th game regular season that Dungy has coached. Shula and Hallis are on top of that list, and Tony, if he wins tonight, would be third. This drive now begins out of the shotgun with Green-Ellis keeping those legs pumping, getting to the 27, tackled there by Bracken. You know, it's so hard to believe that, you know, Tony's now been coaching the Indianapolis Colts longer than he coached the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there is some question as to, you know, will he come back? There was some question at the end of last year, John. They've already designated Jim Caldwell, one of their assistants, as the successor. The question will be, and Tony said he'll make that decision year by year after the season.
I kind of feel that the end is pretty close. If it's not this year, I would bet it would be next year.
2nd and 5. This is Green-Ellis. But let me ask you a question. Knowing that, do you think that has any effect? Because there are some people who follow the Colts closely who think that this has had some effect on maybe, I don't want to say a lack of focus. It's too broad of a term. But when you know your coach has kind of like half a foot or 1 foot out the door, does that make a difference?
No, I don't think so. I think losing makes a difference. I think being 3-4 makes a difference. And you're 3-4 and you say, what happened? You know, we usually start off 7-0, 8-0, 14-0. Now we're 3-4. Why? And you start, you know, Peyton Manning's not the same. Tony's going to, you know, be leaving next year. You know, all these types of things. And I think that winning would solve a lot of them.
Here's Green-Ellis. One more question about that, John. Knowing, you know, Tony as you do and through the years, do you think it would make a difference? I mean, if they have a really bad year and don't get to the playoffs, and Tony's been to the playoffs 9 consecutive years, do you think that would make a difference in terms of what his decision would be?
No, I think it's how you feel at the time, because there's never going to be the right situation. If you win and you're in the playoffs, or you win a Super Bowl, you know, that would be a good time, but that usually doesn't happen. You just don't want to do it too soon. You want to make sure that when you say that's it, that's it.
2nd and 2 now. And Jarvis Green-Ellis. You know, you just love to say that name. Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis. He uses his mother's name, Green, and he uses his father's name, Ellis. They also have a Jarvis Green. They have Ellis Hobbs. You know what the guys call him now? Law firm.
Yeah, Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis. I'll tell you, he's a powerful guy. I mean, he runs hard. He's kind of built low to the ground. He's a little straight up there. I mean, he has to get down lower, because you see the linebacker, Clint Session, that time got lower than he did.
Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis, may I help you? Planted that time by Session. This is Falk now on 1st down, carrying to the 47-yard line. The Indianapolis defense, notable through the years for being smaller but being quicker. Some major problems early on, giving up 188 yards per game in the first 4 games, but much better recently.
And New England's doing a good job on eating up that middle of the Colt defense. I mean, that's, you know, they found something, a place to go, and it's right at the center and guards.
Falk on a screen. And Falk, who does everything for this team, to the 40-yard line. He loved Troy Brown when he first came to New England, modeled himself after Brown, who was Mr. Everything for a lot of years. Troy retiring early this season. And Falk, that same kind of guy, runs back kicks, can run the ball, catch the ball, block, whatever you have to. Whenever you need something done, you call 33.
That's right. Watch Dwight Freeney here. You know, we always think of him, you know, spinning and speed rushing. And that time he took Matt Light, and he just put his head down and bull rushed him.
From the 37 to the outside. The catch is made here by Wes Welker. They've held Welker in check thus far in the game, and Randy Moss has not been thrown to, much less caught a pass.
Well, you know, that's one thing with Matt Castle is he's going to throw the underneath pass. He's going to get rid of the ball quickly, and most of his passes are going to be under 10 yards. And I think you ought to have a reminder somewhere. Just throw the ball deep somewhere to Randy Moss. You can't let him off the hook.
Moss covered by Ratliff at the bottom of the screen. Inside handoff to Evans here to the 31-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and 4. For Castle, you ratchet it down. You take a look at this, and they will go without a huddle here. And also the referee goes down We'll get back to that in a second. You had Carollo going down, and timeout is taken by Indianapolis. So New England came up in a no-huddle. Carollo got knocked down, and Dungy said, I don't have the right people in here. Timeout. Another look at that graphic, and again, the key there is 0 to 10 yards. Castle throwing 75% of his passes as short passes, more than the league average, less as you go down the field. And a lot of passes that he has thrown this year have been behind the line of scrimmage. Much of his yardage, passing yardage, has come yards after the catch. 3rd down and 4 after the defensive timeout. From the gun. Protection's good to the outside. The pass is caught at the 20-yard line. That's Jabbar Gaffney making his first catch of the game. Keywan Ratliff makes the tackle, and it's a first down as we tick down toward 2 minutes to the half.
Jabbar Gaffney knows exactly where he has to go for the first down. He knows that he has it now. Runs out, pushes off a little, runs out. Now as he goes out, he comes back a little. Give Castle something to throw where you can throw the out, but also bring him back and still get the first down.
Castle 8 of 9 overall in the game. Green-Ellis tackled at the line of scrimmage. We come to the 2-minute warning. New England has now outgained the Colts 122 to 114 as we tick down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. A quick first half at Lucas Oil Stadium. Indianapolis 7, New England 3 on Sunday Night Football. It's the Wildcat. Falk's going to take the direct snap. Castle sets up to the right. The pass goes to Welker on the left, and it's read beautifully on the outside by Antoine Bethea. Not fooled at all. Tackled in the backfield for a loss.
I'm not sure why they would be fooled, because the thing with Wildcat tells you that they're going to run the ball, so you bring your defense up tight. There's nothing to drive the defense off. So there's nothing that makes those safeties get back off. They're not worried about pass, and then Bethea just reads that screen. He just gets out there and goes and tackles Welker.
Timeout taken by Indianapolis. That's the 4th pass of Falk's career. 1:33 to the half. Wednesday here on NBC. 3rd and 12 after the Indy timeout. They keep the ball on the ground and set up the field goal as Falk takes the ball to the 16-yard line. And now the Colts will conserve the clock because they know they're going to get the ball back after the field goal attempt with 1:31 to play in the half. 4th down coming up. New England becoming very conservative on that drive, and thus they'll have to settle for a 35-yard field goal attempt by Gostowski, who's 1 for 1 tonight. Made one from 29 earlier. Hansen puts it down, and that kick is good to turn it into a 1-point game with 1:27. Indy without a timeout will get the ball when we come back to Indianapolis. Some pretty fascinating shots with the roof, the retractable roof. Most retractable stadiums open up end zone to end zone. This goes sideline to sideline. And of course, with the weather as good as it is, they have to declare 90 minutes before the game opened or closed. They declared open, but as I said before, you take a look at that opening at what is the north end of the stadium. They can open those. I think there were like 4 or 5 huge panes, and it was open up until right before the game when they closed it.
I like this stadium. It has a good feel to it.
It does. We were here on opening night when they lost to Chicago. Pierre Garçon up to the 18-yard line, and that's where Manning will go to work, John.
You know, look at what the Colts did on their touchdown drive. And they were doing a lot of picking type things where they had one guy come and another guy come underneath, or a pick right there and then come underneath to Dallas Clark. And the touchdown, you said the same thing. It's either a pick or a rub or whatever. One guy going in, one guy going out, and they were running those natural picks that were very, very effective against the Patriot defense.
Now Manning without a timeout from the 18-yard line. Surveying. And that's a wobbly pass that got deflected. It was intended for Joseph Adai. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Colts have had that one great drive, 91 yards, consuming over 9 minutes. But overall, the Colts, apart from that, have been limited to a total of 23 yards.
Well, the Patriots are playing them in that cover too. You know, the 2 deep safeties and everyone else up pressing on the line. And that tells Peyton Manning to either run or throw short. That's what he's doing.
And this time he goes to Reggie Wayne, and that will take him out to the 35-yard line on the 1st down. Manning without that timeout. 17-yard gain coming up to the line of scrimmage as we tick down to just under a minute remaining in the half. And this is Wayne. Gets away from one man, gets away from the rookie Will Height, takes it out almost to midfield. They'll spot it at the 48, and up they go. Working rapidly, no huddle. Manning out of the shotgun. Manning this time underneath, and that pass is caught by Adai, and he's taken down by Thomas.
I think the Patriot defense learned from Tennessee. It's exactly what Tennessee did to the Colts last week. Give them all that cover 2 shell and make them throw underneath.
3-man rush this time, and Thomas got a hand on it, and it is incomplete. It was almost picked off by Mayo, but Thomas was going back into coverage, and then he moved up, and he actually was able to deflect that pass and create a 3rd down and 6. And then Mayo almost comes up with it. So now Manning will huddle with the clock stopped, 19 seconds, 3rd down and 10. Trying to get about 17, 18 yards to at least have the opportunity for a field goal. There's the deep shell that John was talking about. Manning to the sideline, and Harrison gets free, and then Harrison can't get out of bounds. He takes a shot in the back. Harrison, the clock had stopped, but the official, as you saw, signaled for the clock to keep going, but they stopped the clock. They stopped the clock, and now Manning will down it. Here comes a flag. Harrison was trying to get out of bounds. The clock was inadvertently stopped because the official right on the sideline signaled keep winding it, and now Carolla will discuss it with the other officials.
The Patriots are running off the field.
On the offense, all 11 players were not set by rule. It's a 10-second runoff and the end of the half.
And there you have it, and that's justice, because the clock had stopped inadvertently. It should have kept going. The 10-second runoff takes us to halftime with the score Indianapolis 7 and New England 6. Coming up next on the other side of the break, Bob Costas and the gang in New York for the Toyota halftime show.
Well, national TV, that's number 2.
Looking to the right side, throwing to the end zone, and Gonzalez makes the pass to the touchdown. And that looked like the Colts of old.
Watch Bob Sanders. He's talking about a guy that knows how to hit.
Something I don't think I've ever said in the play-by-play is Bob Sanders missed the tackle.
This is Sunday night.
And this is Sunday night back in Indianapolis. Al Michaels with John Madden and Andrea Kramer. Low scoring, fast first half. Colts on top 7-6 by virtue of a 91-yard drive that consumed more than 9 minutes. Again, this game of vital importance to the Colts because they come in 3-4. For the Patriots, who come in 5-2, we talked at the top about the fact that the worst thing that happens to this team is that if they go to 5-3, lose the game, they're still in a 3-way tie for first place in their division, the AFC East, and their next 2 games are home games in Foxborough against Buffalo and the Jets.
The first half has been a very conservative first half. You know, it looked like neither team was going to make a mistake. You know, let's not throw an interception. Let's not do anything stupid. Let's just keep it close. And they called that kind of game and played that kind of game. And it may continue, but I would think some point here it has to be opened up a little.
Vinatieri's stick fielded at the 3-yard line by Ellis Hobbs. And John, when you talk about opening it up, you have to think about this guy, Randy Moss.
Yeah, and you think of the inexperience of the Colts corners and not throwing the ball to Randy Moss. That's a mistake. I know that that you're conservative and you want to throw quickly, you want to throw underneath, you want to throw what the defense gives you, but someplace you have to take stuff too. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, Matt Castle is a guy that will take what the defense gives him. Tom Brady was a guy that would take what he wanted.
On first down now, Castle will throw, and that's Watson picking up 9 yards, tackled there by Clint Session.
Yeah, now here's what they did to Randy Moss in the first half, and you'll see that they did have a safety over the top, but here's one where he's man on man, and then again it's just zone, and as he goes through those windows, he was taken care of. But here's where they should have thrown the ball to him. I don't even know that Matt Castle looked over there, but when you get him man on man, you just have to throw that ball up there in the end zone to be a touchdown. 2nd and 1, Ben-Jarvis Green-Ellis for a first down to the 45. By the way, that graphic went by. No penalties in the first half. The flag was thrown at the end of the half because Harrison didn't get out of bounds and was shaken up and needed a timeout because of the injury, and thus you had the 10-second runoff. So New England coming off an entire game last week against the Rams with no penalties, and a first half tonight without a penalty. Patriots have 3 wide receivers in there now. Welker's going over in motion, so they end up with 3 by 1.
Welker and Moss on the same side right now, and finally gets Moss, and Sanders said, well, I knew sooner or later they were going to go after you, and I'm going to be right there.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the way to go after him with Randy Moss. Is on a screen pass where he just stays right on the line of scrimmage and tries to get a block from Welker there, and Welker was supposed to block Sanders, but you can't block him until he catches the ball. Sanders knows that, so he beats Welker and tackles Moss.
So Moss's first catch of the game is good for 1 yard. The ball is at the 46-yard line, and it is 2nd down and 9. And again, 2-yard pickup. This time Green-Ellis is tackled by Hagler. Let's check in with Andrea.
Yeah, and we finally saw Moss make his first reception, but one of the things I asked Tony Dungy at halftime is, are you surprised they haven't tested your inexperienced secondary? He sort of shrugged his head as though, yeah, he was a little bit. Now, as for his offense, he said they have got to convert on 3rd downs. They need more possessions. Also have to run the ball. As for Marvin Harrison taking that shot late in at the end of the half, he said he's fine.
Marvin Harrison reaching for his back and stayed in bounds, and thus the clock ran out in the half before a field goal attempt. 3rd down and 7. Castle, and he's going to dive for that first down, and he's going to be very close. Oh, let's see.
He almost got the umpire. No, he got the first down, but in his signaling first down, he almost punched the umpire in the face.
And now they're going to go without a huddle. So Belichick and McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, sends them up without a huddle. Here is a flag, and this is Falk now. So you have what could be the first accepted penalty of the game.
You can say that no penalties and a half is good, clean play, but it's also very good coaching.
Extremely.
Yeah, they don't do dumb things.
Well, when it's Belichick and Dungy, it is good coaching.
No, that's exactly it. And there are some teams that aren't as well coached. You get a lot of penalties.
There's no foul on the play.
They still don't have a penalty.
Flag came out by mistake. That's classic.
That's Castle. He goes to give the first down, and he almost punches the umpire.
Well, Carollo got knocked over by Evans before, so it's a tough night for the Zebras. Carollo now testing.
Previous play.
Hadn't used the mic all night. He had to test it.
But they found something that they can do. And again, we talked about the Patriots, keeping those 2 safeties deep, and the Colts are doing the same thing. So the Patriots are throwing short like you would expect them to, and running inside. They found some good inside running to Green-Ellis.
And the officials confer at the 45-yard line. There's going to be a challenge here by Belichick. And we're going to have to wait and see exactly what it is that he's going to go after.
New England is challenging the ruling on the field that there were 12 members on the defense. We'll review the play.
Belichick won a challenge like that in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Bill Belichick challenging that there were 12 Colts on the field, that the 12th Colt did not get off the field. The play was a 1st and 10, and that's what they are looking at right now. Here it is. He won a challenge like this in the Super Bowl last year against the Giants, and there at the bottom of the screen is the 12th guy. Does he get off the field?
He has to get off the field before the ball snapped.
Tywan Hagler was the guy trying to get off the field. So Bill Carolla will.
Well, you know, the official did throw a flag, but the guy was behind him, but then that was the flag that they picked up. Right? So then the ball was snapped, so that was a first down play, and then Bill Belichick challenged that.
Well, you've got 2 guys running off the field here.
But here's the guy that would have to be the 12th guy, this guy right here. It would have to be that guy.
Half the team's running off the field.
Because the other guy was the 11th guy, I think.
Right. I think that Belichick thought that the guy who was really the 11th guy was the 12th guy.
And the 12th guy was probably off, right.
Right. That's what I'm surmising here after looking at these replays, and the crowd's getting very impatient. Here's Carolla.
After reviewing the play stands as called, 11 on defense. The 12th player was off the field at the snap. New England will be charged with the first timeout.
That was a 1st and 10 play.
Right, and the snap was not for a play. The snap was just to catch the Colts with 12 men in the field.
The only thing I'm questioning is, I mean, it's a call that is dubious to begin with that you're going to win. And even if you do win it at this point in the game, how important is it? And in a close game, I know it's early, but I mean, you know, losing a timeout in the second half is a lot more important than losing the timeout in the first half.
Right, and the fans are thinking the same thing that you're thinking. Why are you taking that much time on something that's not that important? And your question is, why take a timeout on something that's not that important?
Why take a chance on losing a challenge?
And losing a challenge.
Right, in a 1-point game. So he's down to 1 challenge, he's down to 2 timeouts. And you have 27 minutes left in the game. 2nd down and 10 now. The ball is at the 45-yard line. Castle moving to his left, buying time. Secondary does his job, and then he just gets planted by Raheem Brock.
I think this Colt defense is saying enough of that Matt Castle running around. You know, let's make him pay for it. If he's going to do that and stand up and run up the field, then he is a legal hit right here. I mean, he is a ball carrier right now, and we're going to treat him like a ball carrier right there.
Brock storms the castle. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. 3rd and 5. Castle to Moss. Covered by Ratliff, but he picks up the first down. So Moss makes his 2nd catch of the half, 2nd catch of the game. That moves the chains.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at some point you just have to say, look, we just have to try Randy Moss out there. Maybe Ratliff is okay. Maybe he can cover him. He was on the streets Wednesday. He came to camp on Thursday. They re-signed him on Thursday, and now he's out here covering Randy Moss. I would check his hole card.
Find out whether it's a 3 or a deuce. Green-Ellis to the 30-yard line. Minimal gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Again, Maroney hurt, gone for the year. Sammy Morris hurt, out for the 2nd week in a row.
Look at this. I mean, this is the time that you you want to play action pass and throw the ball deep. I mean, they can't double cover everyone and have that many line. You can't pack the line of scrimmage to stop the run and cover the deep pass.
2nd and 8, another running back they're missing as well, Lamont Jordan. So the guys should be 1, 2, 3 on the chart, all not in uniform tonight. Castle will throw, and he'll throw it out of bounds, and it will be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they had 3 safeties and 1 corner in there, and that was because the Patriots had 2 tight ends and 2 backs in and only 1 receiver.
Giordano was the 3rd safety. Now Ratliff comes back in at his left or right cornerback spot in this alignment. Moss will line up over him.
Again, I'd just check him. I mean, I would go out there and I would check Randy Moss out there right here, and I would see what the heck they're going to do to him.
3rd and 8. Doesn't even look there. Instead to Welker, and that's a 1st down. So he goes to his money man. Welker, the leading receiver on the team for a 1st down. West came into the game with 49 catches.
And you know what's happening out there to Randy Moss, and I keep saying you have to check him, and he doesn't even look out there because his pre-read is telling him that there's a double out there on Randy Moss. If the safety is off, you see the safety here? He sees this on a pre-read, so he says, I'm not even going to look to that side.
Welker's 2nd catch of the game. And a whistle before the snap.
False start, 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Kazir with a penalty. That's the first penalty against New England since the 3rd quarter of their game on that Monday night against Denver a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, their offensive line is doing a pretty good job. I like what Matt Light is doing over there against Dwight Freeney. You know, Freeney is usually, a pain for all passing teams and games. I think Matt Light has done a pretty good job today.
1st and 15 over the middle. Here's Welker, 3rd catch of the game, and it's a pretty good tackle there by Ratliff to stop him at the 17-yard line.
I think when you're going to throw underneath and you're going to take what the defense gives you, you're going to find out it's going to be Kevin Falk a lot and Wes Welker. I mean, that's the underneath stuff. That's the stuff from the slot, those kinds of things. And you're not going to throw a lot to your outside receivers.
Falk on the sidelines. Green-Ellis is the running back. 2nd down and 8.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers.
And a timeout. Timeout, which means they only have 1 for the remainder of the game. Remember, they lost the challenge. Ball at the 17. New England's had the ball for the entire quarter. And they're going to give it to Falk, and he's going to run through the middle, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. Kevin Falk with so many big plays through the years, and another one right here.
Watch what he does. He comes back, Matt Castle does, and fakes out to Randy Moss on the left. Moss is wide left, so he fakes like he's going to throw it to him, then comes back and hands it to Falk on a draw. One thing that Randy Moss has done tonight, he has taken Bob Sanders out of the defense for the run.
1st and goal. Green-Ellis back as the running back. The fake to him. To the outside goes the pass, and that's caught, and then getting hammered after a gain of 2 is the 2nd tight end, David Thomas, at the 6-yard line. Jennings and Tywan Hagler hitting him like marvelous Marvin Hagler. 2nd down.
And Bethea was in there hitting him too. That's one thing about this team. They always say that they have great speed, and they do have great speed, but they're also very, very good tacklers.
2nd and goal. Indianapolis has not seen the ball in the 2nd half. This drive began back at the Patriot 28-yard line. Green-Ellis. Benjarvis Green-Ellis tries to take it in and does. Touchdown.
Well, he showed the power at the end of that run. Again, it's the draws plays that have gotten him. And this one here, Green-Ellis just takes it. It's a delay or a draw right here. Hands it to him, gets a lead by Heath Evans, leaves his lead, and then just powers right at the end.
And they will go for 2 with a 5-point lead. So Green-Ellis, who scored a touchdown last week, has the 3rd of his burgeoning career. 2-point conversion coming up here.
I was saying that Bethea was a pretty good hitter. Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis was a pretty good hitter on that one.
15-play drive, 72 yards, trying to make it a 7-point lead. Castle handing the ball off and taking it inside is Falk, and Falk does not get to the goal line. Comes up inches shy, so they stopped them on the conversion, but that drive ate up more than half of the 3rd quarter, and the Patriots lead the Colts 12-7. New England after that drive, 72 yards, 15 plays, just missing on the 2-point conversion. We've been looking at it. This is close enough to think about challenging, but as you freeze it, where is the ball? When is he down is the question. The angles we're looking at here would be, I think, inconclusive for the official to overturn it. He probably would have gone with a ruling on the field. Here's the kickoff, taken at the 4-yard line by Pierre Garçon. And a big run back after that long New England drive before Izzo finally knocks him out of bounds. Up near midfield, that's a 40-yard return. They'll spot the ball at the 43. Manning to work when we come back. First time we've seen Peyton Manning in the Colts offense in the second half. 7:06 remaining, 3rd quarter, and now Indianapolis will have to come from behind, trailing 12-7. Joseph Adai is the running back. Gonzalez is in the slot, Wayne wide left, and Harrison wide to the right.
I think they have to get back to running Adai some.
They fake it to him. They throw it over the middle, and sliding and making the catches, Dallas Clark inside the 40-yard line to the 38, covered by the linebacker, the rookie Mayo.
That's the thing that they try and do with play-action pass. You try and fake the ball to get that linebacker just to take a quick step up into the line of scrimmage and then get Dallas Clark in behind him.
Manning wanted to call in quicker from Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator. That was a gain of 18. Now they run a dive, and that's Mayo right there to meet him as he crosses the 35-yard line. Happy birthday. It'll be the 70th next week for Tom Moore on the headset to Manning with Harrison and Wayne. And as Peyton has told us through the years, Tom, he'll call in concepts.
Right, I was watching a practice the other day, and that's the way they practice it. Tom Moore stands way off on the side all by himself. Peyton Manning is out in the field, or in the huddle, or no huddle, calling the play.
2nd and 6. Manning backing up as he throws, and that pass is incomplete. The pressure is on. Peyton had to throw it backing up, intended for Gonzalez. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
See, and then the wide receivers in this no huddle, Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, they don't come into the huddle or even close. They just stand out there. Now the communicators are the slot guys. So Peyton Manning calls the plays, and the slot guys are tight ends, have to tell Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison what to do. This play here, they brought Reggie Wayne in from the outside guy on the left to into this position here.
Now you've got 3-by-1 with 3 receivers to the left side. Only Harrison to the right. Manning looking left. Pass time. Throws. Passes right there and is caught by Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne tackled by Brandon Merriweather, taking the spot of Rodney Harrison.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. Reggie Wayne had started as the outside receiver. They called the play on the line. They brought him into the slot, and then they run him on that out.
What did I say? Rodney Harrison, of course. First down from the 24-yard line. And Adai picks up 2 yards. tackle there by Gary Guyton, the good-looking rookie out of Georgia Tech, a free agent.
So you see again Wayne out here in the left and Harrison out in the right, not going into the huddle. Now as Dallas Clark breaks the huddle, he goes out and he tells Marvin Harrison what the play is.
Morse code is easier. 2nd and 8. Take the inside handoff. And then the pass is taken in by Wayne, who got good inside position on the coverage that time on Ellis Hobbs to set up a 1st and goal.
Peyton Manning has something going here now. He started mixing in the run, the pass, the mid-range passing, and Reggie Wayne right now is his favorite receiver. And he is getting the ball to his outside receivers. 5
grabs tonight for Wayne, 65 yards, ball at the 7-yard line.
They're not going to let him run that pick play up on top. They have one guy up and the other guy back now.
And a dive, and he'll get stopped in the backfield because Warren got the penetration that time, and Seymour came in to clean it up.
That was one of the adjustments that the Patriots made, because remember last time when they got the touchdown, they got picked because they had a slot and both defenders were up on their men. This time they have one guy back and one guy up.
2nd and goal.
Now they're both going to get, now they can get picked up there on top.
Gonzalez in the slot. Harrison is outside. And the pass is incomplete. And it was Harrison who ran into Deltha O'Neal with the coverage on the play. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
Now that was the slot up there on the right. Marvin Harrison is the outside receiver here. And he's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. I was going to say he was trying to run a slant, but he looked like he started to and then stopped and tried to make it a hook. And it ended up as a nothing.
As a stumble. 3rd and goal. Same alignment. This time they put Harrison in motion. Send him to the inside. The pass goes to the outside to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez stays in bounds for the touchdown.
It was almost like that first one that they got in the first half. And the Colts are going to go for 2.
He went to work on Mike Richardson, the 2nd-year DB out of Notre Dame. 2nd receiving touchdown tonight.
Again, the outside guy comes in, the inside guy goes out, and there was no pick or rub at all involved in that.
And now with a 1-point lead, they will go for 2 here with a score 13-12 and 3:12 to play in the period. And this time Wayne and Harrison both go to the right side. Clark lined up on the left side as the tight end. Wayne comes in motion to the inside. The fake to a dive. The pass to the end zone is caught by Wayne for the conversion. So Wayne, who did so much damage on that drive, setting up a Gonzalez touchdown, now with the conversion, and it's a 3-point lead. Indianapolis 15, New England 12.
No apples in there either. That was always the worst thing, wasn't it? You go trick-or-treat and they give you an apple?
Just wanted candy corn, that's all. You can't get enough candy corn.
Well, you and Bill Belichick, I've never seen anything like that. You put that candy corn on the table out in front of him, and I thought, he's not going to eat that. Heck, he gobbled it up.
I know. I apparently at a press conference the other day, I heard him say, is that candy corn in the back? So we brought him some yesterday. He ate the whole bowl.
Yeah, you brought him a load.
Juggled, picked back up by Hobbs. And he takes it up to the 25-yard line. And that's where they'll begin this drive. And let's go back to the 2-point conversion and look at this, the concentration that's required by Wayne because of the hit that he's going to absorb.
Yeah, and he takes, I mean, he knows he's going to get it. and he makes that play and stays right there, keeps both feet inbound, and take that shot from Brandon Merriweather. I was talking to Peyton Manning the other day, and Reggie Wayne didn't practice, and I said, is Reggie Wayne going to play? And he said, I'll tell you this, he said, Reggie Wayne is a warrior.
He had a knee issue and was limited in practice this week, and here's the pass down to Moss, and Moss will have enough for the first down. He's tackled there by Kewan Ratliff as we tick down under 3 minutes to go in the third.
Well, we're kind of getting into the game that you anticipate when you have the Patriots and the Colts.
Moss shut out in the first half. They never even looked at him to throw a pass to him. And then here in the second half, the first pass was just good for 1 yard. Now he's picked up a total of 21 in 3 grabs and a first down here.
Well, it's just a matter of time where they run the slot deep and run him deep to the same side.
Into traffic, and that's intended for Watson. And he was popped by Clint Session. Second down.
That's one thing, we were talking earlier about these linebackers and secondary. They're not very big. They don't have a starter over 6 foot as a linebacker, but they will hit you. That's a common sight when you see Marvin Harrison sitting on the end of the bench all by himself. He's always been that way. That's nothing new.
Second and 10 from the 35-yard line. Falk. And Falk out to the 50-yard line. Kevin Falk tackled by Sanders and Ratliff. A gain of 15 to midfield. First down, New England.
Again, anytime you get those 2 safeties deep, then you know that Bob Sanders isn't going to be in there, and they can run this draw all night, and the Patriots have been doing it. I mean, they've found something that said that we can, if they want to keep those safeties back off like that, we can hit that draw to either Green-Ellis or Kevin Falk all night.
Green-Ellis is the running back. Moss split right. Gaffney to the left. Looking to the right. And that pass nowhere near Moss, who had broken off the pattern, and incomplete out of bounds. Second and 10. Eric Foster, rookie out of Rutgers, put the heat on Castle that time.
Yeah, but you see what they did is they didn't have those deep safeties that time because they got Bob Sanders up there to help or stop the run. So now, whether it's a cover 3 or man, this corner is man-to-man on Randy Moss, and Matt Castle made the right read. He just didn't make the right throw.
Second and 10 on the 50. Castle, good protection. Pass caught. Here's Falk seeking that first down. Will come up 1 yard shy. And as we tick down to the minute mark, it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Patriots at the Colts 41-yard line in a 3-point game.
Tony Dungy was talking about Kevin Falk the other day, and he called him the third knife. He said you have Randy Moss, then you have Wes Welker. You have to take those guys away. And he said the third knife that gets you is Kevin Falk.
And Castle will keep it himself. And Castle, the 6'4", 230-pound Matt Castle, with a surge across the line and a first down at the 39-yard line.
I remember years ago John Gruden was saying if you're going to get good quarterback play and win and have possessions, your quarterback has to make like 3 first downs in a game running. I think Matt Castle has done that tonight, hasn't he?
Matt Castle with a total of 5 carries for 20 yards. First and 10, the ball is at the 39-yard line. And Castle's going to go deep down the left sideline and would have had a touchdown, and Gaffney can't hold on. The Colts get a tremendous break. Gaffney was free, had beaten the coverage, and the pass is dropped.
Hey, that was a great read by Matt Castle. Here's Gaffney. He's the outside guy. He is wide open right now. The safety didn't get over. It was going to be a cover 2. The corner lets him go. Matt Castle makes a perfect pass. Goes right through Gaffney's hands.
Second and 10.
Back to the draw.
Back to Falk. to the 37-yard line. Tackled by Bob Sanders, who came up into the box. And that's going to take us into the fourth quarter here in Indianapolis. Week 9, 2008 NFL season, a good one. The Colts in a desperate situation, trying to hang on, leading 15-12. And Sunday Night Football from Indianapolis continues after these messages from your local NBC station. As you look at downtown Indianapolis on the second night of November, we start the fourth quarter. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrea Kramer. Key 3rd and 8 coming up for New England at the 37-yard line, right on the edge of a field goal attempt. And right now, Indianapolis is going to take a defensive timeout as Castle goes to the sideline. John, we had a chance. We talked to Bob Kraft here tonight, the owner of the Patriots. He was addressing, the Tom Brady situation. And there's been a lot of speculation. He had the surgery and then an infection to follow and all that. Kraft told us tonight he talked to Brady. Brady feels great, sounded great, looking forward to getting his rehab fully continuing, and that everything is going according to plan right now. So he was in effect poo-pooing the stories that were saying that the infections were going to create the possibility of another surgery.
Right, and he was very confident that he's going to be all right. And as he said, he better be all right. He called him the family jewel.
Yes. 3rd down and 8 from the 37-yard line. And that pass is caught, so he goes to Moss for a very key 3rd down conversion. Randy Moss got inside Jennings, and they moved the chains.
And the Colts didn't blitz. They decided they were going to blitz, and here they come, and then they go to Randy Moss. Matt Castle does a good job of reading that. He knows, okay, it's a blitz, then I know I have man-to-man out there on Randy Moss, and I'm going to get him the ball.
From the 26, Castle 17-22, 133.
Very efficient.
Falk. You look at Castle. We saw him against San Diego. Didn't play well that night. They got beat 30-10, but you can almost see him because, between us seeing him live and watching all of their games, either on tape or on television, just the confidence, building and building each week.
Right, and he's getting a better feel for the game, and things are slowing down for him. And he said, but it's really not fun. Everyone says, go out there and play and have fun. He said, fun? Are you kidding me? He said, this is 4 quarters of chaos.
Right. That's exactly what he said. 2nd and 4 from the 20. And that's caught by Watson. He tries to roll for a 1st down. And they'll spot it, I think, a little shy of a tackle there by Sanders.
But you have the feeling that the coaching staff and the whole team, after Tom Brady went down, really did rally around Matt Castle.
Definitely. And they looked at it and say that is a 1st down. So they give him a nice spot on that last play. And there's Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, sending in the calls here. And now we'll send in a 1st down instead of a call for 3rd down and inches.
They have a pretty good plan here. If they keep it too deep, then they just run the draw. They're in too deep now. I think he's either going to throw underneath or draw.
Castle sliding to his left, and that pass for Green-Ellis is at his feet. Raheem Brock put the pressure on Castle that time. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We haven't had a sack in the game for either team. No sacks and a total of 2 penalties. And there is Dwight Freeney. Remember, he had that foot surgery in the offseason. They lost him in the Indianapolis game last November. And there is Mathis. Mathis having a good year, but for Freeney, it's been a little bit of a struggle. 2nd down and 10 at the 16-yard line.
You notice that guys that have to block them don't never put their hands in the ground?
Here's Welker. They like to go to him behind the line of scrimmage a lot. They do here, but he can't get out of the backfield. He's tackled by Hagler. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
And I think those plays with Welker behind the line of scrimmage will work against some teams, but I don't think it's good against the Colts. I mean, the Colts, we talk about their speed and their tackling, they really rally around those types of things. You're not going to beat the Colt defense with those kinds of plays.
Too fast. 3 wide, dime defense, 6 DBs, 3rd down and 11 from the 17. Castle will fire over the middle. It's caught, and it's Welker who will come up a little bit short of the first down with 12 minutes to go. So now you have a situation. They're going to spot the ball at the 7-yard line, and they're going to send in, well, for the moment, they're sending in a new offensive package as if they're going to go for it.
Well, they're sending in that package. It will be 2 tight ends and 2 backs with Heath Evans, the lead blocker, lead back in the I formation.
And look at this now. Belichick has to take a timeout. Did he get the timeout before the play? And he does.
But so I don't know how you can be on the field and take a timeout like that.
Well, he ran out onto the field. He takes a timeout. It is their last timeout. They are out of timeouts with 11:38 to play. Pretty odd sequence. It was 3rd and long. They come up just short of the first down. Then Belichick sends out a new offensive package. Then he calls a timeout. Here he comes. And because all of the officials are down at that end of the field, there's no official in front of him. In other words, there's nobody there. He has to go to the nearest guy, and the nearest guy is 40 yards away to get his timeout. He does. But remember, he lost one on a challenge, and Castle took one, and that is the rule. The coach can run out on the field in that situation with all the officials in the next county. They want to make sure that the timeout is granted.
Right, and he did it because he changed his mind.
Now a Gostowski 25-yard field goal, that ties the game, but at the cost of their last timeout. They'll play the game without a timeout, and that means without a challenge possibility. 15 all.
Sunday night.
Good game. 15-15 with 11:33 to play in the 4th quarter. A lot of interesting strategy ahead as we go down the stretch in this one. Pierre Garçon from the 5-yard line gets chased out of bounds. So he runs about 35 yards laterally to get 5 on the run back, run out by Wilhite. That's the way the wild card race at the moment would shape up with those teams all very much in contention. You don't see the Patriots on that list because right now, at the moment, they would be in first place with their record of 5-2. Now, they'll either be 5-3 and tied with the Bills and the Jets in a 3-way tie, or they'll go to 6-2. So here's a team, the Patriots, that people said, well, you know, with Brady out, will they make the playoffs? If they go to 6-2, they'd be looking at a bye right now halfway through the season. With Tennessee, of course, on top at 8-0, and Pittsburgh 5-2 pending their game tomorrow night against Washington. From the 18-yard line to the outside, Clark makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and Dallas Clark with a big gain, and the ball comes out at the end, but he was down. He was down. The play is over.
It always seem like when Peyton Manning has to get something started, he's going to find Dallas Clark, and Dallas Clark can make plays like this for you.
Shoddy tackling by James Sanders on the play, with Clark able to net about 10 more yards. The ball at the 38-yard line, first down. Here's a dive. 40-yard line, being 1, Jarvis Green with the stop.
Yeah, I was talking to Joseph Adaya the other day, and he was saying, you know, I'm not sure how this game is going to go. He said, but I'll tell you one thing, it's going to go down to the 4th quarter. He said it's not going to be over in the 2nd or 3rd quarter, or early in the 4th quarter. He said when we play these guys, it always comes right down to the end.
A lot of great battles through the decade, including the regular season game in here last year when they both came in unbeaten in week 9. And Clark cannot make the catch. Mayo with the coverage on the play, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, they always say that, Peyton Manning doesn't get a lot of sacks. He's very, very difficult to rush because even when you get a pretty good rusher, you break a guy free, he still gets rid of the ball before you get there. So rushing Peyton Manning isn't always sacking him. It's just getting in front of him so he can't step up.
No sacks tonight. 3rd down and 9. Ton of time. Manning throws on the money to Gonzalez for a 1st down. So a 3rd and long conversion tackled by Merriweather. The ball will be spotted at the 37. That's a 24-yard gain.
Yeah, that was excellent pass protection, and that gives Gonzalez time to get in here and get in that hole of the zone where you get beyond the short guy and in front of the deep guy. And I'll tell you, it's just something that Peyton Manning does perfectly is hit the receiver going into that hole of a zone.
Through the middle. A dive. 4 tough yards. 2nd and 6. Gerard Mayo, 51. Number 1 pick out of Tennessee. Makes the stop.
You look at Peyton Manning, he has no sacks. He's been hit twice, knocked down twice, and 1 batted ball. Part of that is the offensive line doing a good job, and a big part of it is Peyton Manning and his quickness in getting rid of the ball.
And that's an offensive line that has been in flux this season. 4 different starting combinations in the first 7 games of the year. 2nd down and 6th down. A dive. And that's a nice play to stop him as he reaches the line of scrimmage. That's Gary Guyton. We've been talking about him tonight a little bit. Free agent out of Georgia Tech, and a guy who has made the team and has played a lot, and Belichick loves this guy.
Yeah, and he plays all over. I mean, he's an inside linebacker, as we see here, or he's an outside rusher, and he can play any of the 4 linebacker positions in the Patriot defense.
3rd and 7. Manning, and that pass is incomplete. That's Hobbs, angry that he didn't pick it off, intended for Reggie Wayne on the outside. So it's 4th down, and they're going to send in Vinatieri, who has not made a field goal of 50 or more yards in his last 91 games, or in other words, that's about 5.5 seasons worth. 0 for 7 during that time. This will be a 52-yard attempt against his former mates. Hunter Smith to put it down. There's a flag. The kick for the moment is good, pending the penalty.
I think the penalty was against the Patriots, though. I think they moved.
Illegal formation, number 96 on the defense, covering up the center. That penalty is declined. Result of the play. Field goal is good.
Yeah, that's the old can the center rule, where you can't line up over the center on a field goal or extra point try.
52-yarder. Vintage Vinatieri. 18-15 Colts. Now Vinatieri coming off his first 50-yard field goal, 50 or more since 02. Sends it 4 yards into the end zone. Hobbs will run it back. And I'll tell you, that Vinatieri play was a gutsy call by Dungy. You're asking a guy to do something he hasn't done in 6.5 years, and if he doesn't do it, you give New England the ball at their own 42-yard line in a tie game.
Yeah, but I think if you know Adam Vinatieri, you just feel that he's a clutch guy, maybe one of the all-time great clutch kickers. And when he came out there, I said, maybe he hasn't made one, but I just feel this one and what this means, he's going to put it through.
You didn't say it because you would have put the kibosh on him. On 1st down, Randy Moss makes the catch. That's a 1st down. New England, their last 2 possessions, 15 play drives to open the second half. And then their last drive resulting in a field goal. Boy, we've had long drives on both ends tonight.
Well, they've had some great play calling here. I mean, if the Colts want to keep those safeties deep, then they can't stop the draw. And then if they bring the safeties up, then they can throw the ball.
From the gun to the outside, Welker. It's a little bit of blocking. Picks up 8, takes it to the 40-yard line. Clock ticking down to 7 minutes. Again, looking ahead. No timeouts remaining for New England. Welker now 8 straight games in which he has caught at least 6 passes.
And a lot of those are going to be those short screen types of things. So, to me, that would be like catching 4 or 5. Although he is something special. I mean, when you have a Randy Moss on the outside and a Welker on the inside, that's a heck of a combination.
Here's Green-Ellis on 2nd and 2, and Green-Ellis is able to surge for a first down. He takes it up to the 44-yard line.
Bill Belichick was saying the other day, he said the reason that we got Welker is because he can do all those things. I mean, he'll get you first downs, he'll make you big plays, he'll block. I mean, he's just a scrappy guy. He's just a football player. He said when he was at Miami, we couldn't cover him then. He said that's why we got him. And now in practice, we can't cover the guy.
Castle guns one. A strike right over the middle to David Thomas to the 41-yard line. So it's a first down at the 41 after a 16-yard Castle pass.
And as you said, he drilled that thing in there. That's an area when you run someone deep and you run the safeties off, then that hole underneath in that zone is perfect for that tight end like David Thomas to come in that location.
Fastball got him swinging. Falk is in the backfield.
It's like his brothers. In fact, he was a pitcher too, wasn't he?
Falk is close to a first down. So another good-looking New England drive. Tackled there by Brackett. They'll spot it 1.5 yards shy of the first.
Yeah, this is their game plan. Again, you see both these safeties deep. They know that they're going to have that draw inside because those safeties can't get up there and do anything about it. So when you do make it through the line, you're going to pick up 6, 7, 8 yards.
Green-Ellis, the running back. 2nd and a short 2.
Now you can throw it outside.
Then Jarvis Green-Ellis looking for that first down. A flag comes in at the end of the play. They'll spot it just outside the 30. Only 2 accepted penalties in this game tonight, 1 against each team. And now you've got a personal foul against New England. So we know.
Well, the officials are in a huddle. Here they come.
Yep.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 86, 15-yard penalty, and the down counts. 3rd down.
Well, they had to see, they had to put the ball back down to see whether it was 3rd down or first down. Since the penalty came at the end of the play, they are short of the first down, and now the ball will be moved back on 3rd down to the 45-yard line.
You can see David Thomas is number 86. I didn't see it.
Late hit, I think, on Mathis. 3rd down and 16. The ball is at the 45-yard line. Crowd in full throat. Little middle screen. Falk initially was able to get away, but not for very long. Robert Mathis, the first guy to hit him. So New England moving down the field, and then the personal foul not only thwarts the drive, but takes them out of potential field goal range.
And the Colt defense came up big here. I mean, they'd have enough of those draws and those screens in the middle. They played that middle tough that time.
So it'll be 4th down and 16, and they're going to line up to go for it. And part of this would have to do with the fact they don't have any timeouts left. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 16, and the pass gets intercepted at the 25-yard line by Bob Sanders. He'd have been better served knocking it down, but the ball fell right into his lap.
Well, you could say so that's like the Patriots just punting it into the end zone. The ball will be about the same spot.
Raheem Brock got to him, and there went Castle. .354 remaining in regulation. Indianapolis on top 18-15. And again, that strategy comes into play because of the lack of timeouts. Belichick felt compelled to go for it on 4th down and 16, knowing he couldn't stop the clock and didn't want to give the ball back to the Colts offense. Now you've got Rhodes for a gain of 4, but the key play here, of course, was after the play was over, after Green-Ellis had come up just shy of the 1st down, you had the personal foul, and watch 86 Thomas.
Right there, and again, if you look at the shot and say, well, that was a legal shot, the problem was it was after the play was over. It was after the whistle had blown and after Green-Ellis was down.
And what was huge on that play is if Green-Ellis gets the 1st down, because the foul was after the play was over, it would have been 1st down after they'd assessed the penalty and not 3rd and 16. This is Marvin Harrison now making the catch, and that will move the chains, and more importantly, move the clock. Under 3 minutes to go.
And Delta O'Neal is playing off of Marvin Harrison, and you do that to Marvin Harrison, and you let Peyton Manning see it, and he's going to get the ball out there. Look at this now. With the lead, the Colts want to slow down everything, so instead of going no huddle, you see something you very seldom see, the Colts in a huddle.
Colts milking the clock. The headline you almost never see. Manning taking the clock all the way down to 3, and he gives it to Rhodes. And Rhodes is able to bang his way up to the 46-yard line, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning when it will be 2nd down and 7 as play resumes. But there'll be 2 minutes left at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, with the Indianapolis Colts trying to hang on to their wild card hopes, trying to avoid a 5th loss this season. On top, 18-15 over the Patriots. 2-minute warning. Indianapolis hanging on top by a score of 18-15. Colts with a 2nd down and 7 now, and a chance to milk more of the clock. They've got Darrell Reed, the defensive tackle, special teams maven, in at fullback, and they give the ball to Adai, and Adai to the 47-yard line. And John, we talked about it early on. Belichick with the challenge when the result wouldn't have benefited him that much. Castle had to take a timeout. Then there's another timeout taken after they decide, well, maybe we'll go for the touchdown. No, we'll go for the field goal. And that played into the strategy at the end. Yeah,
they had to do what they did. And then the thing that killed them was that 15-yard penalty after, as you said, after they didn't get the 1st down. So in a game that had been so clean without any penalties, then right at the end when the Patriots needed a big drive and a big play, they had a dumb penalty.
Manning saying we'll take a timeout with 1 second. And the other thing that was the killer was that Gaffney drop on the Tonight Show this week. Miscues. Gaffs, I guess you could call them too. Well, speaking of gaffs, there's Gaffney dropping it, but they late and coming over. Safety help. Then you had the penalty on Thomas after the play, with Green-Ellis coming up just short of it. You had the timeout situation and all of the rest, and right now you've got Indianapolis with a 3rd down and 6, able to take most of the time off the clock before they'd be forced to punt. And they give it to a guy, and they're going to stop him shy of the 1st down, so at least they have forced a punt by Indianapolis, and they will get the ball back, albeit with not that many ticks on the clock left.
Right, and it's an automatic timeout, a change of possession, so once the Patriots get the ball, then the clock will stop.
Castle ready to come back. Hunter Smith in his 10th year. One of the best in the league, and with a Colt offense through the years.
Patriots have 10 guys up there. They're coming on a block.
Seldom used, and now they run the clock all the way down and take it down to 29 seconds. You know, John, sometimes when there's a great fight, people say, well, who do you like? I always like the fighter that's more desperate. And in this game, the Indianapolis Colts, without question, the more desperate team.
They were the desperate team, and they were the team that, you know, needed this win. I mean, and they needed it, like I said earlier, for their confidence, to get a little swagger back, to get Peyton Manning back close to what he usually is, and then so this can start them where they can get 6 or 7 in a row, because that's what they need. I mean, not only to win this game, but then use that as a springboard to win a whole bunch in a row.
Oh boy, low snap, and Smith was able to dig it out, and then he booms it through the end zone, so that's going to stop the clock, and Castle will have 21 seconds and have to leave at least one of those seconds at the end to try to get them into Gostowski's field goal range.
And now, if you didn't use your outside receivers earlier, you have to use them now. And I know that coverage dictates things that you're going to do, but there comes a point where you can't take what they give you. You have to take what you want. And this is the point right now for the Patriots.
And without a timeout, that factors in as well. 4-man line, 7 back. Castle chased out. Castle going deep downfield, and that is incomplete. Randy Moss with a lot of company. Bob Sanders behind him. 2nd down. That took 7 ticks.
You know, Tony Dungy in this Colt defense knows that, okay, the guy we have to stop here is Randy Moss. And they had 3 levels on him. They had the short level, the medium level, and then Bob Sanders on the deep level. Bob Sanders, by the way, is not named Bob. His first name is Damon, not Bob.
2nd down and 10. And going into that 3 level, they have everybody but Martin Brodeur back there. 3rd and 10.
And I mean, this is as tough as it gets. I mean, this is where you need a lucky play, or you need a defensive penalty, or something like that. And the Colts defense is too smart to give them any interference type play.
So you would need 35, 37 yards to even have any chance and get out of bounds. And do it in less than 9 seconds. And now this is Moss. And Moss will look to lateral when he can. Just gives up the football. And the Colts will cover it up. And that'll do it for this one from Indianapolis. Tony Dungy gets his team back to 500 at 4-4 at the halfway mark of the season. Bill Belichick's Patriots now 5-3 and heading home to face Buffalo next week. The Colts 4-4 and go to Pittsburgh next Sunday. Indianapolis wins it by a score of 18-15. So coming up next, the Wendy's postgame report. Our horse trailer player of the game, Andrea, will interview one of the game stars. Fast forward, week 10 coming up when we come back on the other side of this break.